My story. The battle came to an end, but not the way that I had hoped and prayed for. My life lay in pieces before me, like a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, shattered and broken. A 40-year struggle to overcome sexual lust and pornography eventually took its toll, and my husband gave up, ending his life here on earth. Do you divorce your husband after you find out 28 years later that he had many affairs, one of which involved an abortion? It's not that I wasn't suspicious, but I was working, taking care of our children, and studying. His involvement with pornography had also become apparent, and so began a marriage of lies, distrust, feeling worthless and degraded, and a destruction of sexual intimacy. On that day, 5 years ago, when my husband went missing, one bombshell after the next fell. The worst of all was the revelation of inappropriate interference with a young family member. That very morning, I had looked him in the eye and questioned him in this regard, and the reply came, no. A marriage full of lies, and now one final lie. Shortly after renewing our vows for our 40th wedding anniversary, I found my husband yet again watching porn on the computer. I was at my wit's end. My mother didn't condone my relationship with my husband when we were dating, so when I married, it was a matter of, well, you make your bed and you lie in it. And so when the cracks emerged in my marriage, the one person I could not turn to was my mother. For 40 years, I lived with betrayal, hurt, disappointment, anger, rejection. Coming to terms with the loss of my husband, my companion, my friend, after a lifetime together in itself was difficult. The nature of his death, even more hard. There was also the seeming failure to win the battle over his addiction. It took about 3 years for me to finally grieve his loss, because I felt guilty to grieve, because he had caused so much hurt and disappointment, not only to me, but my children. At the time of my husband's passing, my daughter estranged herself from me and our entire family, and I have not spoken to her or my 3 granddaughters for 5 years. I believe she blames me for the consequences of his addiction. That is, I should have left him. I grieved the loss of 5 loved ones. I don't need the reasons and the answers to questions anymore, and I dance on disappointments because I have hope in the plans that God has for me. Although I did not get to witness my precious husband's victory over pornography here on earth, he is at peace now, and I have been set free from the trials inflicted from an addiction to pornography. I share my story with you because through my vulnerability, I'm taking up the stand against pornography, and I say, it's not normal, and it's not okay. Thank you for listening.